You park the car, lock the door, grab your bag, and don't look back. Maybe it's a vacation. Maybe it's a work trip. Maybe the hybrid just sits in the driveway for a couple of weeks because you've been driving the other car instead. And the whole time, you're not worried. Why would you be? It's a Toyota. It's a hybrid. It's supposed to be reliable. But here's what nobody tells you. While that car sits there looking perfectly fine on the outside, something is quietly happening underneath. And by the time you notice it, you're already looking at warning lights, a car that won't start, and a repair bill that could have been completely avoided. That's what we're talking about today. Not to scare you, but to make sure you never have to deal with that moment in the first place. Let's start with something most hybrid owners don't fully appreciate. A conventional gasoline car is pretty straightforward when it's parked. Engine off, systems go quiet, main concern is whether the battery holds until you come back. Simple. A Toyota hybrid is different. These systems are more sophisticated than people give them credit for. And that sophistication comes with a catch. Even when the car looks completely off, it isn't entirely off. Certain control modules, monitoring functions, background systems, they keep drawing small amounts of power. Nothing dramatic, no lights flashing, no beeping, just a quiet, invisible drain that runs in the background while your car sits in the driveway or the long-term parking lot. And here's the part that really matters. It's not one bad afternoon that causes the problem. It's not one long weekend. It's the accumulation. Days turning into weeks. Week after week of the same slow drain. That's where owners run into trouble. And most of them never saw it coming because nothing looked wrong until everything was wrong. Now here's the first thing most people get completely wrong. They assume that if the car's off, nothing is happening. That feels logical. It makes sense. But it's not how hybrids work. When you shut down a Toyota hybrid, you're putting the main traction system to sleep. You are not cutting all electrical activity. The 12-volt auxiliary battery is still powering things. Security systems, control modules, key fob detection, background diagnostics. These loads are small. We're not talking about leaving your headlights on for a week, but they're persistent. They run continuously, day and night, whether the car moves or not. And when you stack a small persistent drain on top of a battery that's naturally self-discharging on its own anyway, you start to see how 2 quiet weeks can turn into a problem. Off doesn't mean inactive. It means the big system is resting. The small system is still quietly working. And speaking of systems, this is the part that trips up a lot of Toyota hybrid owners, so let's slow down here for a second. Your car actually has 2 separate batteries. 2 completely different batteries doing completely different jobs. The first one is the high voltage hybrid battery pack, the big one, the one most people think of when they hear hybrid battery. It works alongside the electric motor, stores energy from regenerative braking, and powers the vehicle at lower speeds. It's large, it's expensive, and replacing it is not a conversation you want to have at the dealership. The second one is the 12-volt auxiliary battery, much smaller, similar in concept to what you'd find in a regular car. It handles all the standard electronics, the ignition system, the accessories, the background functions, and most importantly, it's the battery that wakes up the hybrid system when you're ready to drive. Here's the part that surprises almost everyone. It's usually the 12-volt that causes trouble first, not the big hybrid pack. The small one. When the auxiliary battery drains too low, the entire vehicle can fail to start. The high voltage system literally cannot wake up without it. That chain reaction, a small battery quietly dying and taking the whole car offline, is exactly what catches people off guard after a few weeks of inactivity. Understanding that these 2 batteries exist, that they play completely different roles, and that one of them is quietly at risk during extended parking. That's the foundation of protecting your hybrid. So what actually makes things worse? There are a few habits that quietly accelerate battery drain during storage, and most owners don't even realize they're doing them. The first one is obvious, leaving the vehicle completely unused for weeks without any preparation. No drive beforehand, no attention to charge levels, just locking the door and walking away. The second one is less obvious, and honestly, this is the one that catches people most by surprise. Extremely short drives immediately before a long parking period. Think about it. You drive 10 minutes to the airport long-term lot. You park for 12 days. And because the car drove fine on the way there, you assume it'll be fine when you land. But that 10-minute drive didn't give the system enough time or load to properly top up the charge. You stirred things up without actually helping. Same thing with the second family car. The one that sits in the garage Monday through Friday and only gets used for a quick school run or a short grocery trip. Those tiny little drives feel like use. But they're not giving the hybrid system what it needs. Short movement is not the same as proper charging. The system needs real driving, real load, real distance, to keep both batteries in a healthy place. And then, there's temperature. It's easy to overlook because you can't see it doing anything. But where your car sits during a long parking period has a genuine effect on how fast the batteries lose charge. In hot weather, self-discharge rates go up. Heat accelerates the chemical processes inside the cells, which means a battery parked in a hot exposed lot in July is draining faster than one sitting in a cool garage. Cold weather has its own issues. Reduced capacity, slower chemistry, a system that has to work harder just to maintain what it already has. Neither extreme is good for long-term storage. If you have a choice, a garage, a covered structure, somewhere with reasonably stable temperatures, that's always going to be better than leaving the car exposed to whatever the season throws at it. It won't solve everything, but it removes one real stress factor from the equation. Alright, let's get practical. Here's exactly what you should do before leaving your Toyota Hybrid parked for any meaningful stretch of time. First, take a real drive. Not a quick errand, not 5 minutes around the block. A proper drive, 20 to 30 minutes if you can manage it, with enough variety to engage the hybrid system properly. This is the single most important thing you can do before any extended parking period. Second, don't go into storage with low battery levels. If you know the car is about to sit for a while, make sure it's going in with a healthy charge, not on the back end of a depleted cycle. Third, park somewhere with moderate temperatures whenever possible. Garage over exposed lot, shade over direct sun, stable over extreme. Fourth, remove unnecessary power draws before you leave. Nothing plugged into the USB ports. No accessories in an active state. Double check that everything is properly off. Fifth, actually look at your owner's manual. Toyota includes model-specific storage guidance in there, and it's more useful than general advice because it's written for your actual vehicle. And sixth, if you're looking at genuinely long-term storage, multiple months or more, treat it as a serious situation. Speak to a Toyota dealer. Look into compatible battery maintenance options. Don't just park it and hope. Now, almost everyone wants to know, how long is actually too long? And the honest answer is, it depends. It depends on the age of your batteries, the temperature conditions, the charge level when you parked, and the overall health of the electrical system. But here's a general way to think about it. A few days of inactivity. For a healthy system, generally fine. 2 weeks. You're starting to enter the zone where the 12-volt battery may begin losing meaningful charge. 1 month. Risk level goes up noticeably, especially if conditions haven't been ideal. Several months. You're in territory where some form of active maintenance isn't optional anymore. Whether that's having someone drive the car periodically or using a compatible maintainer, you need a plan. These aren't hard rules. Your situation may vary, but they're a useful framework for knowing when preparation stops being optional. Here's another myth that needs to go. A lot of people believe that starting the car for 5 minutes every week or two is enough to keep the batteries healthy during a long parking period, and it makes sense. It sounds reasonable. Run the engine, recharge the battery. Done. But for a hybrid, it doesn't work that way. When a Toyota Hybrid is sitting idle with no real load, the gas engine may not even run continuously. The system operates in a low-demand state. The hybrid battery barely gets involved, and the 12-volt battery may receive little to no meaningful charge from a short idle session. In some scenarios, you're drawing more than you're restoring. Movement alone doesn't guarantee recovery. If you want to maintain the vehicle during storage, you need real driving. Actual engagement of the hybrid system, not just a driveway idle that makes you feel like you've done something useful. Well-intentioned habit doesn't actually solve the problem. Long term, it really does come down to a few consistent habits. Drive the car regularly. Hybrids are designed to be driven. They stay healthiest when the systems are cycling properly. Charge, discharge, regenerative braking, the whole routine. The more regularly you use it the right way, the better the batteries hold up over time. Avoid repeated deep discharge. Every time that auxiliary battery drains close to empty and has to recover, it takes on stress. Over months and years, that stress accumulates and shortens the battery's lifespan faster than it should. Be aware of temperature, not obsessively, but enough to make the better choice when you have one. Keep up with maintenance. Service intervals matter, and both battery systems should be part of that regular check-in, not an afterthought. And pay attention to warning signs. Slower startups, dashboard lights that weren't there before, anything that feels slightly off after a period of inactivity. Don't wait on it. Early action is almost always significantly cheaper than the alternative. Quick recap before we close. Take a proper drive before any storage period. Not a short trip, a real one. Don't park with low battery levels. Keep temperatures as moderate as you reasonably can. Remember that there are two batteries, and it's often the smaller one that gives out first. Don't rely on short engine starts to maintain charge. They don't do what you think they do. And follow Toyota's actual recommendations for your model instead of guessing. Here's the bottom line. Toyota hybrids are built to last. Genuinely. These are well-engineered machines designed for long-term reliability, and the battery systems that make them work are durable when they're treated with a basic level of care. But durable doesn't mean invincible, and the biggest threat to your hybrid battery usually isn't some dramatic mechanical failure. It's the slow, quiet accumulation of small decisions. The uninformed parking habits, the short idle sessions that don't actually help, the assumption that modern engineering means you don't have to think about it. Prevention here isn't complicated. It doesn't require special tools. It doesn't require advanced knowledge. It just requires understanding how your vehicle works and making a few deliberate choices before you walk away. Because sometimes, protecting your battery isn't about doing more. It's simply about avoiding the mistake most owners never realize they're making. Until the morning they're standing in a parking garage, bags in hand, and the car won't start.